Hello and welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews review hosted by your favourite Paddington Peruvian lover, Ben. And without further ado, we are reviewing a film that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. I do love the Paddington franchise. I love the first and the second one. The second one's one of the best reviewed films of all time. I think it is on Rotten Tomatoes, and it is the third installment, and it does pick up straight after the second one, where you obviously see Aunt Lucy going to the home of retired bears in Peru. And essentially, this one's plot is as simple as you can get. The best way to explain it is Paddington receives a letter and goes on an adventure in Peru. And I'll leave it at that. I won't spoil any further. If you like the other two, if you love the other two, you'll 100% be seeing this. But the best way I can put it, and not in a negative way, but just in general, I do think it is the weakest of the three, but it is still a fantastic, enjoyable, great time at the theaters, theaters. Now, you do lose the director that is Paul King, unfortunately, who obviously directed the first two films and directed most recently Wonka, which is, I think, why you might have been able to, not been able to film this one. But you do get Dougal Wilson directing it, and I thought, to be honest, he stepped up to the plate. I haven't seen any other things he's directed. It looks like, checking historically, it looks like he's done a lot of music videos and things like that, but I personally am not familiar with his work. But I thought, to be honest, he did a great job. While you don't have the fantastic, craft, I think, behind, like you look at number two, you look at the dance numbers, the colours, you don't have that incredible aspect to it, which I think, elevated Paddington 1 and 2 to that next level. But you do have some beautiful sequences in this, and I think overall the film itself is still exactly what you expect from a Paddington movie. I think it is funny, it is heartwarming, it is caring, it teaches you a lot of great life lessons, especially for the kids, obviously, which is probably more who this is targeted to, but in saying that, parents will love it likewise. But I still think this is one of the funnest times I've had at the theatres in 2024 without, saying sort of much. I can't quite remember what I've seen this year, but off the top of my head, that I've had a really, really fun time at. I've seen better films, don't get me wrong, but this film just hit every spot that a Paddington film needed to. It was, as I said, it was funny. It had a good story. It nearly got the tear ducts working. It nearly got tears out of me, which, if you're familiar with this channel, it's probably not really a hard thing to do, but I think what you should expect from a Paddington movie, this delivered. And I would love to get more. Whether there's more, I'm not sure. I thought overall the cast is really good. Ben Winshaw is obviously Paddington, voice is fantastic. You do have the newcomers of Antonio Banderas, who was fantastic, and Olivia Colman, who is also great. You do have Sally, unfortunately, wasn't in this one, of the mother of Paddington. I can't quite remember the woman's name of the person who, I think it was Emily Mortimer, I think off the top of my head, but I thought she stepped in fantastically. It wasn't necessarily a big loss of Sally Lewis in the role, but I thought she was really good and kind of fit in perfectly. It wasn't really recognisable or a massive loss like you've felt with some previous recastings or things like that. But look, overall, I thought this film was genuinely a really, really fun time. I think it hits Australian cinemas January 1st, so I was lucky enough to see this early at some pre-screening over the weekend. But if you have seen it, I know it's out in, I think, at the States. I don't know if it's out in the UK, which is, funnily enough, where Paddington comes from and is so beloved. But I think this is a great film. I think it's a great great addition to the saga. And look, if they continue to make these, and they continue to make these to the quality of this one, as I said, unfortunately, it's probably the weakest of the three for me. But in saying that, I do still think it is a very, very, very fun, fantastic time at the cinemas. So if you have seen it, comment below, let us know what you think below. If you do like the reviews, give the video a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.